The photographer, makeup artist dude is like, hey man, I got some news for you.
Big opportunity.
He's like, it's gonna happen. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, she picked you, bro. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we gave her 2 options. We gave her like, you know, big, super buff, whatever, football bro, and then we gave her like, you know, tall, slim dude, whatever. We thought aesthetically you would fit the thing. She agreed. They want you to do the shoot.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna do it like tomorrow at like 5 a.m. It's gonna be all day. We'll worry about the contract, paperwork, whatever. You're gonna have to sign a release because this is when the show first started.
Yeah, this is when they're like,
this was early.
This is like when they're on the come up.
Yeah, this is like when they were on the come up kind of thing. This was like early. But I had knew who they were and you know, had seen like the first season per se, because I think it was right around like the second season when this was all happening. And
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah. We do the shoot, and it was, you know, definitely a little nerve-wracking because it was the first time I ever done like high profile, like bunch of people, you know, like all this like commotion. They got all their TV people, whatever. It was like nuts. I believe there's clips of it if people really dug in season 2. I don't know what episode it is, but there's glimpses of this photo shoot I'm talking about. And it was pretty cut and dry as far as like the photo shoot, right? We did the shoot all day, and shortly after the shoot, I actually ended up going back to Chicago because like the trip was up, and me and my buddies were like running out of money. You know, it's like we weren't like balling or anything. You know what I mean?
So you and your buddies get in the car, you drive to Chicago, or you drive to LA from Chicago to pursue modeling, and here you are doing a photo shoot with
it was
Kourtney Kardashian, and
Yeah.
I mean,
wow. You know what's
like
really,
just the again, you stepping out, taking a leap of faith, you're going there, but at the time, we're talking about one of the big. I mean, now these are one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, if not the world.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure. Like, and it's crazy, like, you know, their trajectory and stuff too, of where it all went and how it became. And it was trippy because it's true. Because I remember watching like the first season, my buddies would talk about it. They were like, bro, you went from sitting on your couch watching them to being on the second season with them.
And that photo shoot was like, because you know, I obviously read articles and did my research, right?
Yeah.
It was like a steamy photo shoot. It was like a very submissive, like.
Yeah, and so, but that's also what ended up leading to the, I guess you could say, tabloid gossip tornado that was gonna slowly shoot.
Sure.
Because it was very like, I was like half naked, she was in lingerie. It was definitely like I'm blindfolded, she's in like black leather. They definitely were trying, and it, again, originally it was supposed to be for Maxim, which that magazine at that time was definitely very like risque and like, you know, kind of thing, you know. It didn't end up going through for Maxim though. Like what was actually kind of crazy was like everything that was like set up to happen didn't really happen. Like it didn't go through Maxim. It ended up being some smaller thing through like some local LA magazine. It was supposed to be this big like spread. It ended up being like this really small thing. We took so many photos. I know for a fact that photographer still has them, but like whatever is like out there is just like leaked stuff, you know. So anyways, so we do the shoot. We're looking at each other like, dude, we got no money. We got to get back. How we need gas? It's gonna take us like 2 days, whatever, to get back. But when we get back to Chicago, man, my whole head was like,
Sure.
you know. So now I'm looking around Illinois like,
This ain't the same.
this
as
ain't
LA.
it.
This ain't LA.
It. Yeah, this ain't it.
You've experienced a little bit of that Hollywood.
I was like, this ain't it. I was like, so it was crazy because I also knew that like I didn't really have the means to go move into LA like full time. But the photographer, you know, believed in me and was just like, look, man, that photo shoot we did is like dropping the bucket out here. He's like, if you're here full time,
We can do it all the time.
you're open to everything. So I was really in a hard place because I didn't want to move. I didn't think I was going to move full time out there, but I knew I had to try it. It's actually kind of funny. So you want to know how I got the money, or at least like a couple of bucks to get out there? Was in high school I worked for a shoe store called Athlete's Foot, and I was like a sneaker collector. I had all the Jordans, right? And there was this website, I think it was like, I don't know, 23 is back or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I sold
I
all.
remember that.
You do?
Yeah.
So I sold all my Jordans to the guy who owned it because we had the same size. He probably bought my whole Jordan collection for like $1,200, $1,500.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll make it work. So after getting that, I guess you could say little lump sum, I packed up my car again, only this time I wasn't going with my friends. I was going alone. And the photographer dude was like, dude, you could rock on the couch until you get a little off your feet and can get a spot, whatever, and we'll just figure it out. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. So I told my family and the girlfriend and everybody genuinely, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm just gonna go try. I'm gonna go try to see if I can get through more photo shoots. I'm gonna go see if I can just get into some more stuff and just see if it can keep going, or if it doesn't work, I'll be back.
So like in the entertainment industry like that, like I always hear it too, because my wife, she went out there and she went with her sister, and they were in the commercial dance industry, backup dancing, just booking jobs, but there's been times where she had to get jobs as like a waitress, and she had to get gigs just to kind of keep cash coming in, waiting for these big opportunities to cut a big check, you know, like when you went out there to LA, did you have to do any of that stuff?
Yeah, so 9 months later from the photo shoot, I'm like full-time in LA, I'm in an apartment with a buddy, sleeping on like a floor, doing a typical grind, sleeping on couches, and you know, it's announced that she's pregnant, right? So of course, like, this is where it gets crazy. You know, friends are like, man, didn't you do a photo shoot with her? And this and that. And I was like, they're like, you sure it's not your kid? Blah, 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 like being funny, right? I kid you not, one of the friends, I believe, tipped off like the tabloids that like, hey man, FYI, the real father of that kid is that model dude, right? But they said it jokingly, because that's the thing, man. The story was just, it was a tabloid gossip thing. Like, we weren't dating. So get this is what happened. I kid you not, I'm in this apartment. I get a random unknown phone call. This is where it gets wild. It's one of these tabloids. And they're like, hi, this is so-and-so. And I was like, yeah. They're like, is it true that you could be the father of Kourtney, da-da-da-da-da? And I look at my buddy and I'm just like,
what?
Yeah, I'm like what? And I almost was like, I don't know, I think we were, you know, like drinking or whatever. And I'm just like, bro, I was like, and he kept asking all these questions. Like they were like firing these questions. They're like, weren't you the one that da-da-da? Instead of being like hanging up, I'm just like laughing, like, yeah, you can say that. And then like just hung up. I kid you not, bro, it was around Christmas. I go to the airport, flight's delayed, wintertime, I'm bored. I pick up a tablet, open it, all my pictures are in there, gigantic quotes. Yeah, you could say that. They printed.
Dang.
They printed it. Bro, I'm sitting there like almost like, and at that same time, I kid you not, it was almost like simultaneously, I get phone calls. Hey, bro, what happened? Is there, man, are you watching da-da-da? Like,
shift. It's just a shift. Yeah.
So you guys hung out or you didn't hang out?
no.
I thought there's pictures of you guys hanging out.
No, man. Those, dude, a lot of those photos, dude, it's not her.
Oh man.
People were it was put together, bro.
Wow.
It was put together.
You know, that's the thing, dude, is like I wouldn't even put that me being a person that has been lied about in my own personal story, when you say that stuff, just makes my freaking skin crawl.
Yeah,
because
bro.
So what happened? Because I mean, you're talking about at the time when they're in the middle of keeping up with Kardashians. You have all this Kourtney and Scott drama, right? Which fueled the show, and it still fuels the show, that whole dynamic, right? And so you're this like, obviously on no level of the Kardashians, you know, in this. So you're obviously dealing with like a really powerful family, dude. Like, I mean,
for sure.
And you're talking about a family that controls all of those media outlets as well.
Yeah. So this is the thing. It was like, dude, it was such a like, it was a whirlwind because it went into a lot of phases, right? So it was that phase of them running with the whole, you could say that, whatever, and them wanting it to quote unquote be true to stir it. So as you can imagine, it ended up slowly dying out, but it all sprung up again when she actually had the kid and she started having multiple kids. And then, you know how people are, bro, social media, whatever, they're like now comparing and judging the kids, and they're like, they don't look the same, or they don't look like they got the same baby daddy. So then it gets brought up again now when the kid's born, right? And they're like trying to, you know, bring it all back up again about like, oh, there needs to be a paternity test because if it.
So you're not bringing this up to anybody.
So
Because when you read the articles, it's like you're the one that's like, that's my kid, and if you take a DNA test in front of the court, you're not giving me that. And again, I'm one to be like, I don't believe shit I read. I don't believe anything I read. I don't believe anything I see because I've been a part of that. And I know exactly how that goes.
So this is where it gets crazy. Is like TMZ and them were like, they pretty much gave me a chunk of money to go push the test. So this is where it goes to about being broken and stuff, as far as like struggling in Hollywood, trying to figure it out. You know, I'm like caught in this, like, you're gonna give me how much money?
So TMZ is perpetuating you to go and do this so they can write a story.
They came back around and was like, hey, we know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about this show that is taking over the world. At this point in time,
that's what was so crazy was that
they're willing to do anything to get that name, that Kardashian name, somehow on the front of everything because it's views, it's clicks, it's everything it is today. They had figured that out back then, but that's what it was.
And also, you know, a lot of people will always try to debate and discuss about like, you know, their whole empire was built on like stories and gossip and, you know, drama, tabloid, this and that. So it was like this weird thing. It's like, was it helping them? Was it hurting them? Was it a mixture of both? But of course now, you know, where I am, like with God, bro, it's like.
So at the time, TMZ is like, and bro, you're probably, again, you're in LA.
Broke.
You're getting it out the mud. Yeah, you're broke, call it what it is.
Yeah.
And TMZ is like, yo, we got a bag for you.
Yeah, so this is what's crazy though, is all the magazine companies, dude, they were throwing like thousands of dollars at me just to give quotes. Like, it'd be like if somebody was like, so what did you think of, you know, the NFL so-and-so's touchdown last night? And you'd be like, oh, I thought he's a bum. Here's a check. No matter what you said, no matter what I said, they wanted to hear it and they would pay for it.
Wow.
Crazy
and it was
industry.
fast, but it's also proves though, man. All money's not good money, and like, and it depends on, because the right thing would have been to just been like, yo, you guys are all crazy, you know. This is getting way out of hand. I just felt like where it all, like how heavy it was and how fast it was going. It was like, I felt like I was along for the ride.
So TMZ comes out with this story, right? And now they're starting to push it. And from what I could understand from the timeline, this comes up a few years after.
Yeah. So it's back up again.
3 years after. I think it was like 2015 or something.
Yeah, like
and it's back.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm genuinely curious of what happened at that point in time because, if I'm assuming, being the Kardashians, money's not anything shy of. Lawyers are something that rolls around. Did they try to come after you? Did they try to?
So when the whole paternity testing came about, they were of course like denying and finding like this story's, you know, a bunch of crap. Like, no, we're not gonna take the test. Like, you know, but I don't know.
I mean, call it what it is. The kid looks like you.
Well, all right. So this is what I was gonna say though. I feel like the public wanted it to be true. And
I mean, when you look at you and you look at the kid, I think his name's Mason.
Yeah, the public wanted it to happen, bro. In some like some sick way. It's like everybody was like, I don't know.
Because it would have made the show go crazy.
Yeah, you know, people joke about it all the time too. They're like, bro, that stuff ain't over with you. I'm like, what do you mean? They were like, think about how much drama it would be if right now
By the way, Mason's father is Michael.
No, or like you end up like walking down the street with like another one of them, and they see you guys leaving. It's like it just gets all sprung up again. Bro, it's unfortunate, man, because I was in a place, you know, financially, spiritually, where I was just like, not right. And I
Yeah.
feel like the action showed because, dude, like, shouldn't have went along with it, bro.
Yeah.
You know?